In this video, I'd like to show you how to make an ERD or entity relationship diagram using the crow's foot notation. Now you can see an artifact on my screen right now from where I created a previous video and I did Chen's notation. Many people prefer crow's foot notation that I'm about to show you right now. So I'll start at the beginning and show you how to do this. So what is an ERD? An ERD is a lot like a database schema. And when you're analyzing a business problem, you typically create two different diagrams. One is a diagram about business processes, and another diagram models the data. And an entity relationship diagram is a model that you can use to model the data related to a business problem. All right, so let's start over here and start with the software. If you go to lucidchart.com and then do File, New, you can create a new diagram, and I've already got one up on the screen. And so that's how you would get started. You can use really any online software like draw.io. This is just one that I happen to have used for many years. Okay, so if you're going to model something, it's nice if you have a narrative that you have hopefully either received or you have generated it through interviews with business people. And so this one's talking about a vet office where there's pets and owners, and they want to have a software system that tracks those. It says that one owner can have one or more pets, and a pet belongs to only one owner. And then it talks about what are the attributes that each of these things have. Now these things here are entities, and in entity relationship diagrams, you're trying to find things that will become tables later on when you implement them physically. So let's walk through the process here before we do the actual diagramming. First thing we need to do is figure out what are the entities in the problem. And what I did is I looked through it, and if I was doing this from scratch, I would maybe highlight the items that are most likely to be the top level entities or things that will become database tables in the future. The second thing I want to know is what's the relationship between the entities, and there are many different types of relationships: one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one, many-to-many, and there's actually others when we're using crow's foot notation, and I will show you that in just a minute. And then we want to know what are the attributes of the entities. We can identify this by maybe highlighting in the same color. This is just my approach. The entities and then the attributes that are associated with them. And once you've done that, we have two entities here and then three attributes for each entity. Now I know the entities and the attributes that I'm going to be representing in my diagram. And I'm also identified the relationship, the one-to-many relationship that I figured out from parsing the narrative. With that, I'm ready to start building my diagram. So I open up this particular program and I search for entity relationship, and I'm looking for the ones that look like tables, that look like this, and that's the right kind. So I'm going to click that little thumbtack, and then I can close this, and now it's showing up on the page. So this has, or at least in the toolbar on the left hand side, so it shows me 4 different ways of creating these. Now I've identified that my two entities are owners and pets. And so the very simplest one that I could do is just drag this onto the screen. Let me get rid of this other one that was up there so we can focus just on this notation. So I could just drag, sorry, wrong one. I could just, I'm going to delete that. I could just drag the two of these on here. And one thing I could do is I could just strip out all of these, and actually this was really annoying. I have to do delete row, and then right click, delete row. So one thing I could do is I could just type owner, and I could type pet, and this is perfectly fine. If you want to represent things this way, this is a high-level conceptual diagram that represents the two things in there. If I want to do the relationship between them, all I do is hover over one of these until I see a red dot, and I drag from one thing to another. Now notice the notation or symbols that's on each side of the line. It has a vertical bar, and unlike a number, it's a symbol that represents 1. And this one over here is the crow's foot, and it represents many. So what this means is that there's a relationship between these two things, and it's saying that an owner can have many pets if you read it from left to right. But if you read it from right to left, you can say a pet has one and only one owner. Well, only one is a special terminology. Let me go ahead and show you the different symbols here. So down here at the throughout this arrow option, we have different heads that we can do. So this is one right here, and this is actually one and only one. One of the interesting things about crow's foot notation is that you can have what we call ordinality as well as cardinality. And ordinality means like what's the low end that could be happen in this relationship, and cardinality is what's the high end. Most people just leave the high end on there, so you can have like a maximum of one, or you can have a maximum of many in this relationship, but you can be more precise. So let's just say, for example, a pet is a stray pet. And so this 0 right here means 0. So from the pet's perspective, this animal can belong to 0 or 1 owner. Or let's just say an owner might have on the low end 1 pet, and on the high end it could have many pets. And if you're going to the vet, that makes sense. So depending on the nature of the business situation that you're learning about, you could get really precise about how things are related to one another. Okay, now that we have created this very simple one, let's create a second one. I'm going to use this one right here, grab 2 of those, and I'm going to create essentially the same diagram. But this time I have a couple columns. I can have as many as 3 columns in these, but this is getting away from the concept and getting more towards database table implementation. So we learned previously as part of our problem that an owner has 3 attributes, and one of them is name, another one is address, another one is phone number. And if we wanted to, we could leave it just like that and have nothing in the second column. In fact, if I were to come up to this one again, for example, I could have added them in there, and that's fine. You can have just the names, you can have the names and the attributes, or you can have 3 columns of information related to the attributes if you want. I'm going to show you the 2-column version. So name, address, and phone number, I'll say that each of these are text. Now the problem didn't tell me that, so I had to do some additional thinking to decide that. And on this one I had to decide, is a phone number going to be a number or text? Well, if I include the hyphens in it, then it's text. If it's just numbers, then it could be a number. I could type integer. I decided I would plan for this to have hyphens in it, so I'll call it text. And then over here for pet, we're going to have a name, a birth date, and a breed. And of course, name is text. If you're familiar with databases, you could do something like var character, like varchar, 50 or something like that. So you could be a little bit more precise than text if you want. Usually there's a special data type in databases called a date or a date time, and so I will say that's what we're planning for that. And breed is also text. All right, now lastly, let's create the relationship here. I'm gonna just hover over this, wait for a red dot to appear, and then drag from one side to another. And this gives me the basic idea that I want, that on the high end, a pet belongs to 1 owner, and an owner has many pets. If I wanted to use this additional symbol right here, notice that it has another column that says key. And so the way that we would use this is, let's just say that we were designing for a database, and we added in another column here, or row, and we will call this owner ID, and we could set this up as the primary key for this particular entity. And then we could go on and do the rest of the things just like we did before, where, this one would be integer, and this one could be text, and then I could continue on just like we saw above. So that's how we would do the 3-column version, the 2-column version, and the 1-column version. All right, hopefully you'll go out there and do some great stuff with your knowledge of how to make crow's foot entity relationship diagrams.